Hey, to celebrate hitting 2,000 subscribers, I have decided to share 100 tips that will help you increase your book sales. However, as a thank you for supporting my channel, I have sprinkled some prizes among these tips. I believe there are 4 or 5 prizes in total, so make sure you watch till the end. My name is Ben, and I have been publishing with Amazon KDP for 3 years now. At this moment in time, I have sold just under 70,000 books. And because of this, I would be shocked if you do not find at least one tip that will help you increase your sales among all of these, even the experienced publishers. So let's jump straight into it. Tip number 1, think twice before adjusting the price of your book. Now, this was a heartbreaking lesson for me. One day I decided to raise the price of one of my best-selling books. This book had been bringing me consistent sales for 2 years, and I only wanted to raise the price by about 50 cents. However, when you change something about your book, even a price change, Amazon will take this book through a mini review again. And Amazon picked up on a word in my subtitle that they thought was misleading. This word was okay when I first published it, but as Amazon have become more strict, it wasn't allowed anymore. So I pleaded my case with them and they were having absolutely none of it. And just like that, my best-selling book was gone, all because I was a greedy little so-and-so. So be careful. Tip number 2, if you get one organic sale, consider advertising your book. If you get more than one, definitely advertise it. This is because you know the book is desirable. If someone buys a book once, it might have been an accident or it could have been luck. But if 2 people buy the book, you know that it's desirable. Tip number 3, watch YouTube videos at 1.25 speed. You can change this in the settings. Doing this will help you consume much more information when you're looking at KDP, and it's not too fast that you can't understand it. Tip number 4, this goes hand in hand with the last tip. Consume as much information as possible on YouTube. There are tons of different YouTube channels offering KDP advice, tips and tricks. So watch as many as you can, take in as much information as you can, and you will pick up new strategies, tips and tricks. And if you change the settings on the video to 1.25 speed, you will get through that information a lot quicker. Tip number 5, if you don't want to spend hours searching through different YouTube channels for different pieces of information, check out the Self-Publishing Titans course. I've recently gone through the whole course and I wish I had a course like this when I was first starting KDP. In my opinion, the course is for true beginners to intermediate publishers and is perfectly structured so that you have all the information you need regarding niches, keywords, trademarks, Amazon advertising, designing, and a whole lot more. And for a limited time, the price is $97, which I think is insane value for money, and it should be a good return on investment. Tip number 6, use the Keyword Gems tool. This is a must for getting the most out of your keywords. So when you're filling in those 7 back-end keyword boxes, this tool allows you to type in all of your keywords. It then reorganizes all of your keywords and uses up all of the available space rather than wasting precious characters. So for each of those 7 boxes, you get 50 characters to fill up with keywords. This tool will rejig those about and you can keep adding keywords until there is literally no characters left. By doing this, you will have more search terms to rank for, which could potentially bring you more sales. I have done a video on this showing you exactly how to use the tool, so I'll link that here and you can check that out. Tip number 7, don't repeat keywords if you can help it. It will not benefit you and it is a waste of space. So if you've got the same keyword in your subtitle, do not put it in your 7 keyword boxes. Tip number 8, if you have created unique interiors on Amazon KDP, consider selling the pages as printables on Etsy. You've already done the hard work creating the interior for your book, so why not leverage that by putting that design on another platform, allowing you to potentially get more sales, potentially bringing you more income. Again, I have another video on this, which I will link here. Tip number 9, For most people, KDP sales are cyclical. meaning that you will normally earn more from September to February, and then you will earn less in between March and August. Of course, this depends on the type of books you have, but when you accept this, you can mentally prepare yourself better. If you know that it's normal for your sales to be slow in the summer, you will be less likely to quit. Tip number 10. Do not pump out multiple books with basically the same cover. It does not matter if you change one word or change the color. It is still spammy and will likely get you banned. Tip number 11. Enjoy the process. Try not to get disheartened if you are not seeing results straight away. Instead, be happy with how much you are progressing month to month or year to year. You will be less likely to quit this way. Tip number 12. Do not jump into Amazon advertising without doing a lot of research first. You could lose a lot of money. If you do not know how to calculate each book's break-even ACOS, then how can you know if you're making a loss from your advertising? So be careful. Prize number 1. I will be giving away an Amazon voucher worth $20 to the winner of the draw. To enter the draw, all you need to do is join my Facebook group, KDP Secrets. In the group, you will find a competition post and you will need to comment Amazon 20. I will then randomly pick a winner in early October. Tip number 14. Do not copy anyone's book. It is a really lazy and shitty thing to do. I've had a lot of people copy my books like for like, and it just wastes the original author's time by them having to report the culprit to Amazon. And it will also lead to you getting your account banned. So what is the point? Tip number 15. Read the Amazon KDP terms and conditions. This is obvious, but a lot of people don't do this and would rather ask questions in Facebook groups. Do you know who is better at answering your questions? It's not Jeff, who has been publishing for 2.5 weeks. It's the people that wrote the rules. Tip number 16. Stay away from editing public domain books. I've seen a lot of people get banned from doing this, so the risk to reward is not there on this one. Number 17. Create A+ content. Over 60% of Amazon users browse on their mobile phone. There is no look inside feature for mobiles, so use A+ content to gain an advantage over your competitors. Make it an easy purchase for the customer by taking the uncertainty out of not knowing what the inside of your book may look like. So create A+ content showcasing your interior. Number 18. Consider using Helium 10. It is a very handy tool for extracting your competitors' keywords, which you can use for your 7 keyword boxes or with Amazon advertising. 19. Read the book Graphic Design for Everyone. I've read this book twice. It is amazing for giving you an edge with your design skills. There is a lot to learn regarding typography, color combinations, dead space, etc. I highly recommend it. Tip number 20. Stop relying on YouTube videos that give away a certain niche. Think about how many times that video has been watched and will more than likely be flooded within a week. Number 21. Experiment with different types of books, e.g. logbooks, activity books, journals, coloring books, educational books. You may be missing out if you're only focused on one type of book. You may even find a type of book that you love creating. Tip number 22. Social media advertising is hugely overlooked and is a big reason why people are not making enough sales. People would rather pay for Amazon ads than creating a short video showcasing their book on social media for free. Social media advertising has been crucial to my success. Tip number 23. Create books around topics or hobbies that you like. For example, I created a sports-themed book when I first started. I then joined a Facebook group regarding that sport and posted a picture of the filled-in book. I didn't mention the book in any way as I didn't want to break the rules. However, when someone mentioned where I got the book, I simply said, I got it off Amazon. I think I searched for blah 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 sport logbook and it got me a lot of sales. So think outside the box a bit. Tip number 24. If you want to try out the method in my last tip, be sure to post in that group like a normal person would, just so that admins get used to seeing your name and knowing you're not a threat. Number 25. Simple lined journals are saturated. It is the first type of book that new publishers create and there is a lot of people that spam Amazon with these. Remember, the more effort it takes to create a certain type of book, the less people will do it. Tip number 26. Progress doesn't go up in a straight line. There will be ups and downs. I nearly gave up in the beginning as I had a huge drop in my sales after my first Christmas. I was making very little for the next 6 to 8 months, and I was struggling to justify the amount of time I was putting in to what I was getting out. But luckily I pushed on through, and you should do the same. Prize number 2. The winner of this draw can send me free book covers, and I will critique them and advise on the changes that I think should be made. All you have to do is go into my Facebook group, and on the same post, comment cover review, and I will pick a winner in early October. Tip number 28. Take inspiration when you go to the shops. When I go to the supermarket, I always look at the book section. I'll have a look at what type of book it is, have a look at the types of books. Could you create a similar interior? Do you like the color combination? Are there certain fonts that work well together? Take a picture if you like it and get creative when you get home. Number 29. Part-time effort will get you a part-time income. This may be obvious, but don't expect to earn $2,000 a month from KDP when you're only putting in a few hours on the weekends. If you're choosing to watch TV most evenings when you could be working on Amazon KDP, then something needs to change. Treat it as a business. Tip number 30. Check out your competitors' reviews. If someone has left a suggestion to make the book better or wish it had something, then try to add this to your book, making it more valuable. Tip 31. If you don't want to pay for an imaging editing software like Photoshop, use Photopea, which is free. I use Photopea for creating mock-ups for Etsy and social media advertising. Check out my Etsy video where I show you how to use it. Number 32. Take a look at Creative Fabrica. They have tons of different fonts and graphics which will help your book stand out from the crowd. For just $1, you can gain access to the whole website for a whole month, and I will leave the link to that offer in the description below. Tip number 33. Be careful who you tell about your books. My dear mum would ask me, how do I find your books on Amazon? I would then tell her something like, oh, just search Pink Prayer Journal for Teens. And I would do this for a lot of my books. After a while, my ad spend went through the roof. And this was down to my mum often regularly checking my books or telling family and friends about my books, causing them to click on my ads. Bless her. Number 34. If you find a good designer, treat them well and don't let them go. There are countless publishers that would snap them up very quickly. Tip 35. If I have an ad that is running at break even or less, I will never turn it off. This is because it's bringing in consistent sales and constantly pushing my book up through the rankings. So it would make no sense to turn it off. Tip 36. Be careful if you're buying anything off Fiverr or other similar platforms. If a seller is offering 20,000 unique designs for $9.99, they are most definitely not unique, and you could be at risk by using these for your books. So be careful. Tip 37. Run your own race. Now, this doesn't just apply to KDP, but to life in general. Try not to compare your results with anyone else's. There are so many variables that decide how much you earn, so it's you versus you. Just try to improve a little more month to month and year to year. Tip 38. Do not give up before you have experienced Q4. Most people quit after a few months due to no or low sales. However, Q4 is the most lucrative time for us publishers due to the run-up to Christmas. I have had some awful books sell in the run-up to Christmas just because people buy anything. So stick it out until Christmas. It might inspire you to carry on. Tip 39. Browse Twitter or TikTok for trends. I had great success when I created a visitor sign-in logbook for restaurants and other businesses. I did this at the beginning of the COVID pandemic and it made me a lot of money. You can apply the same technique to smaller scale trends. Number 40. Niche down as far as you can with your books. If you want to publish a movie journal, but notice there are thousands of books. Niche down as far as you can. For example, movie journal, niche down further to superhero movie journal. You can niche down even further, superhero movie journal for teens. There will be less competition there, and your book will feel like it's made especially for that teenage boy or girl who loves superhero movies and wants to track and rate all the ones that they watch. Tip number 41. Organize everything. When I first started, I was very unorganized. I had so many graphics all over the place, and when I needed to use them again, I could never find them. Now I organize everything imaginable. It doesn't take much effort, but saves me a huge amount of time. At the very least, create a new folder for each type of book you create. So if it's an Easter themed coloring book, save all your elements, graphics and fonts to that folder. Also have a designated folder for your finished cover designs and also for your interiors. This will save you a lot of time. Tip 42. Take inspiration from the best-selling planners on Amazon. Even if they are spiral bound, check the BSR, and if it's under 10,000, you know it's selling extremely well. Compare 10 books and see if there are similarities. For example, do they have a handwritten styled font? Do they have colors in common? Are they simple, or are there a lot of elements on the cover? Once you take all these things into account, you can design your own version. Prize number 3. This prize will be a 30-minute video call with me where you can ask me anything at all about KDP. All you need to do is, on the same post as before in my group, comment video. Number 44. Take a break. Step away from your screen if you've been stuck on something for a while. I used to get this a lot when I was putting too many hours in. I would be designing a cover and it just wouldn't look right, like there was something missing. And what I found is going for a short walk would reset my brain, and then I'd come back to my screen and I'd easily fix the problem. Tip 45. If you're not getting much luck in terms of sales, try something new. Don't keep doing the same thing and expect different results. Go back to the drawing board, switch up your keyword strategy, try a different type of book, try a different design style than you're used to, and most importantly, keep learning by watching videos on YouTube. You might come across something that will benefit you. To this day, I'm still finding golden nuggets of information on YouTube. Number 46. If you are running automatic ad campaigns on Amazon, every month you should be checking which search terms or products have got you sales. You should then create a manual ad campaign, and then you can keep adding the search terms or products that have been converting. 47. Consider using Linktree. It is perfect for social media. You can create multiple links to your books within your account. Simply put your link in your social media bio, and then when the customer clicks on it, they can scroll through all of your books that you've added to the Linktree account. Number 48. Stop checking how much you've made. I used to check Amazon every hour to see how many sales I made, and then I would check to see what books sold. And it really zaps your time that you could be using to create more books or to promote your books. It's okay in the beginning because it's new and exciting, but after a while, it's irrelevant. Now, I just check my sales once or twice a day. Tip 49. Make sure your English is up to scratch. Most customers on Amazon will speak English, and there is nothing that puts a customer off more than if the listing is filled with spelling errors or descriptions that don't make sense. So check and check again. Tip number 50. Buy your own books, especially in the beginning. You need to see how they look in person. Are your colors too dull? Does the title stand out? How is the formatting in the book? Is there enough space to write? How could it be improved? The only way you will find out this information is if you buy it yourself and see if it's fit for purpose. Tip 51. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications. I have some exciting stuff coming up that you do not want to miss. Number 52. Don't get disheartened if your books do not sell. I've created books that I thought would fly off the shelves, but did not sell a single copy. In fact, around 20 to 30% of my books have ever sold. So that goes to show how many have never sold. Number 53. It's a numbers game. The more quality books you have published, the more likely you are to hit a winner. This doesn't mean you should spam Amazon with similar looking books. Think of it like trying to catch a fish in a huge lake filled with millions of fish. Every book you publish is another net that you can add to the lake. Eventually, you will have so many nets that it will be hard not to catch a fish. Number 54. Try the lottery ad strategy. This is where you take a bunch of random books that have no relevance to each other and add them to the same automatic campaign. I've had some good results with this strategy, and you can check out the video here where I explain it better. Tip 55. Don't let people discourage you about KDP. Self-publishing has been around for years and years, and even when I first started towards the end of 2019, there were people in Facebook groups saying that it was saturated and impossible to make money from. Most of the time, the people saying this didn't stay consistent, or they just didn't try hard enough. So when you hear people say that, it's definitely not true. Tip number 56. Visit Designspiration.com. This website will give you some inspiration that you can use for your cover designs. It's free, and you can browse by topics, colors, or search for a word that relates to a book that you have in mind. Tip 57. Join my Facebook group. If you want easier access to me, or you have a question that needs answering quickly, that is where you'll get more luck. We currently have close to 3,000 members, most of whom are very helpful, and we would love for you to join the family. Tip 58. Never fully switch off your creativity. Even when I watch TV or movies, I'm always looking at the font combinations of the title or the colors used. I also listen to the way adverts try to sell you things. This is very important when writing your book descriptions. Tip 59. Read Atomic Habits by James Clear. This book has helped me massively in different areas of my life. It will teach you how to create better habits and to be more efficient with your time. It's all about marginal gains, meaning these tiny little changes that you can make to your day-to-day life that add up to huge results over the long term. Definitely worth a read. Tip number 60. This is another organization tip. Create a spreadsheet or use the notes on your phone to add book ideas, design inspiration, thoughts, or anything KDP related. In the beginning, I didn't do this, and I used to forget so many important things that could have contributed to my book sales. Tip 61. Don't fall for the shiny object syndrome. This is where you're working on something and then you get an idea and start on something new before completing the prior task. I was guilty of this, and sometimes I still have to control myself from time to time. So just focus on one thing at a time, finish it, and then move on to the next thing, because otherwise you will have loads of unfinished projects. Number 62. Use Canva templates for inspiration and to find niches. On the main Canva page, there is a templates tab. Once you're in the templates section, you can search for book covers and you will be presented with lots of useful ideas that you can put your own spin on. Tip 63. Use Color Hunt to see thousands of different color palettes that work well together. This will help your book stand out and it will be more appealing to the eye. Tip 64. Try BookBolt for your cover designs. I prefer using BookBolt over Canva to design my covers. I have used BookBolt to design over 1,500 book covers, and I won't be changing. They also have some great features like category finder, keyword tracker, and a puzzle creator. I will leave a link in the description below if you want 20% off. Number 65. Don't forget to create hardcover versions of your books, especially the ones that are already selling well in paperback form. It can't hurt. Tip 66. Use the Eyedropper Tool. This is a great tool for capturing colors that you wish to use for your books. So if you're browsing Amazon and you see a book that has really nice color combinations, or it could be a t-shirt that has colors that work well together, you can use this tool to click on those colors and then you can apply them to your book. Prize number 4. For a whole month, you will have direct access to me where you can message me with any questions you have regarding KDP. On the giveaway post in my group, comment direct access and I will pick a winner. Tip number 68. Reinvest your profits. This is the best way to scale your business. If you start to make money, consider running ads, hiring a designer, or purchasing some tools or resources that will in turn earn you more money. Tip 69. Please make sure your title is centered. I have seen countless books on Amazon where the text is slightly off-centered and it puts people off. Obviously, not all text has to be centered, but if you mean for it to be centered and it's not, then it just looks weird. Tip number 70. Try Google Slides to create your interiors. That is what I use to create my interiors, and I probably always will. I find it incredibly easy to use, and you can import elements and graphics so that you can really customize it. Tip number 71. Always check for trademarks. Use websites like USPTO and WIPO if you need to check a trademark. It doesn't take a minute, so just check it and be safe. 72. Use color space to find matching or contrasting colors to suit a certain color that you have found. Simply enter the hex code and it will offer you a lot of different combinations to make you stand out from your competitors. Tip 73. If you're struggling to be productive, create a weekly plan. An example of this would be on Monday, you would do niche research. Tuesday and Wednesday, you would create the book interior. Thursday, you would create the cover and upload. And on Friday, you would create your mock-ups and videos to promote on social media. Tip 74. Use Booklinker. This allows you to create a universal link to your books, which will take the user to the correct Amazon marketplace. What I mean by this is if you advertise a book on social media with this universal link, someone from the UK would click on the link and be taken to your book on the Amazon UK marketplace. And if a person from the US clicked on the same link, they would be diverted to your book on the Amazon US marketplace, making it easier for the customer to purchase. Number 75. If you want to grow your social media audience, try running competitions where the winner of the competition gets one of your books for free. Set the rules. For example, they have to like the post, follow your account, and tag 2 people for them to be considered in the draw. This will bring value to your followers and also attract new ones. Tip 76. Gift one of your books to someone who has a following on social media. I still do this from time to time. The account will be happy to get something for free if all they have to do is post about your book. I tend to go for accounts that have over 1,000 followers and is related to my book. To make this even clearer, you might have a teacher's planner, so you would search for someone who makes content about being a teacher or jokes about being a teacher. And if they have over 1,000 followers, reach out to them, offer your book to them in exchange for a quick post, but your book has to be useful for them. So it's win-win. They're getting something useful for free and you are getting exposure from potential teachers that follow that account and would likely buy your book. Number 77. Check out my niche research video. I've got 2 videos and I will link one here. In the video, I explain how I do my niche research, which you might find useful. 78. If you are limited for time, try and outsource as much as you can. Check out websites like Fiverr or Upwork to find thousands of people that might be better and quicker than you at certain things, such as designing, descriptions, A+ content, etc. But be careful though. If the offer seems too good to be true, it probably is. 79. Start preparing for occasions at least 2 months before. For example, if you are creating a Halloween related book, give yourself plenty of time to publish them and for them to gain traction in the run up to Halloween. Don't start publishing in October. Tip 80. Create a vision board. I have been using these for years. Basically, you will gather loads of different images, quotes, or goals that you have, and you'll stick them onto a board that you will see every day. And it will help keep you accountable and remind you why you're doing this. One of my goals is to have more time to spend with my family. So you could type that out, stick it on your board. If creating a board is too much effort, you can easily create one on Canva and then download it to your phone and set it as your lock screen. Tip number 81. Create a website to showcase your books. Add all the books you have to your website, and then you can link each book to Amazon where they can purchase it. You can also get people to sign up to a newsletter on your website, and that way you'll be able to collect their email addresses and grow your email list. 82. Another prize. This one is for another Amazon gift voucher, which will be worth $10. Using the same post as before, comment gift 10 to be entered into the draw. Tip 83. Use QR codes in your book for a number of different reasons. QR codes are easy to generate. You can create a QR code to send customers to your Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook page, or you can send them to your website, or even to a landing page where you might reward them with something in order to capture their email address. 84. Do not pay for reviews. It is against Amazon terms and conditions, and you are certain to get your account shut down. Tip 85. Try my reviews only ad strategy. I will link the video here. I have been getting some really good results from this strategy, so why not try it out? 86. Leverage your time. If you have taken the time to create a book mock-up or a video showcasing your book, you should post it in as many places as possible. That means posting it on Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and anywhere else you can find. There's no point going through all that hassle of creating the mock-up to post it on one platform. 87. Create a YouTube channel to showcase your books. Create videos of you opening the Amazon package, then looking through the book. If you've made a coloring book, you could even show a video of you coloring in one of the pages. This might entice people to buy your book. 88. Type in funny t-shirt on Etsy, Pinterest, or Amazon. You will get lots of results, so go through them all, get some ideas from these designs, and change it up to make it unique. 89. Once a month, go through your book reviews and see if there's any new comments. This is a great way to learn what the customer wants or doesn't want and will improve your sales. Tip number 90. Well done for getting this far. You can add up to 10 categories for your books. All you have to do is email Amazon with the extra categories, and this will make your book visible to more people, but make sure the categories are relevant. Number 91. Don't click on your own ads. I did this a few times when I was first starting out on KDP. I would search for my books to see if my BSR had changed, and I would click on the sponsored ads costing me money. 92. Do not tinker with your ads every day. Your ACOS can be awful one day and amazing the next. You need at least a week to see the bigger picture. Tip 93. Target local businesses and sell your books. For example, you could create a book for restaurant bookings. Visit restaurants near you and offer your book. It will help you get sales and hopefully repeat orders for the future. Tip 94. As a byproduct of learning Amazon KDP, you will become skilled in many different areas. This will help you on other business ventures. For example, you might develop a winning formula for growing a social media audience. You could then help other businesses do the same and sell your services. Or, as your designing eye becomes more skilled, you could branch into website design or even creating social media content for people. 95. If you have seen videos titled The Perfect Morning Routine or Morning Routine for Productivity, please take these with a pinch of salt. They're not going to help you maximize your productivity. These videos go something like, I wake up at 5 a.m., meditate for 30 minutes, spend 20 minutes writing in my gratitude journal, yoga for 20 minutes, and then I'll read 20 pages of a book, I'll take a cold shower, and prepare a fresh cooked breakfast. Although there are benefits to doing some of these things, doing them every single day wastes a lot of your time, and it's not going to help you sell more books. My routine goes something like wake up, shower, eat a quick breakfast, and then get to business, accompanied by a coffee. Tip 96. A dual screen computer setup will make your work so much easier. If you just have a laptop like I did, you can pick up a fairly cheap monitor and use a lead to connect it to your laptop. I promise you it will change your life. You can be designing a book cover on one screen, and on the other screen you can find elements, fonts, or inspiration. There's no need to keep going back and forth between windows. I do not know how I worked for 2 years with just a laptop. 97. Create a nice and tidy workspace. If you're fortunate enough to have a desk, keep it clutter-free. A messy workspace is distracting to the eye. Tip 98. Make sure your book title is big enough. I've seen many book covers on Amazon where I can barely read the title. Your title needs to be big enough for customers to read, especially mobile users. There is no point having a really funny quote if no one can read it. Tip 99. Don't just run Amazon ads in the US marketplace. Although it is the largest marketplace, it is also where the majority of people decide to advertise, and it is very competitive. So try smaller marketplaces like the UK, Australia, and Canada. You might have more luck. Tip 100. Don't be scared to price your books higher. There will always be someone willing to pay the price as long as it gives the customer value. I would advise against pricing your books too low just to get sales. Before you know it, people lower their prices to compete, and then nobody wins. Thank you for listening and making it this far. I know it's probably a lot to take in, but hopefully you come away with at least one tip that increases your sales. And if you want a chance to win any of the prizes in this video, again, all you need to do is to join my Facebook group, KDP Secrets. I will have a competition post in there, and then you can comment on it. And as I said before, I will pick the different winners for the different prizes in early October. So hopefully that gives people enough time to still be in with a chance of winning. Again, thank you for watching till the end, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.